food to eat and I'm a happy girl, and these prawns are extravagant. I know just what to do with them. Hi, I'm Sonika and I'm going to show you how to make peri peri prawns. When you've got produce this good, there's very little you need to do to make it stand out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare a peri peri marinade for it with a little twist. So let's quickly start putting that together. So my first twist is in the form of a roasted red bell pepper, and we're going to roast this till it gets nice and charred. And while that pepper is roasting, we're going to put together the rest of the ingredients for our marinade. So I'm going to take a mixie jar and I'm going to start adding in my ingredients to this. Start off with chilies, red chilies. Onion. So just chop it up roughly. I think this is good. You got to make sure you keep turning your bell pepper because you don't want it to char only on one side. And don't worry if it starts spitting a little bit here and there and goes really dark in color, because we're going to peel off the skin anyways. So back to our marinade. I'm going to squeeze in the juice of a lemon. Next I'm going to add in some garlic cloves, some parsley, a little bit of fresh oregano. Just going to strip the leaves off the stem. A little bit of smoked paprika. Some salt, a little bit of crushed black pepper. Then I'm going to add in some red wine vinegar and a little bit of olive oil. So this pepper is nicely charred. I'm just going to scrape off what is excess, gone really black, because you don't want your marinade to go bitter, and it just comes off really easily. And if there's some of it left, that's totally okay, because we're making a smoked peri peri prawn anyways. And I'm just going to give this pepper a rough chop, and we're going to add it to our marinade. Once the pepper is slightly cooled, add it into your mixie jar. What this does is it gives a beautiful red color. It also adds a bit of that smoky flavor, and it gives plenty of volume. So you've got enough of the marinade to eat the prawn with. And now we're going to grind this to a nice smooth paste. And now for the hero of the dish, and that is these glorious prawns. So I've just cleaned these prawns, as in I've deveined them, but the heads and the shells are still on because that's where all of the flavor is. I'm just going to pour in this marinade over it. And you want to rub this marinade nicely into these prawns. Make sure you get some of it inside as well. So the first twist that we put to these prawns was adding capsicum to the marinade, roasted capsicum to the marinade. Now for the second twist, we're going to smoke these prawns. And for that, I've heated up some charcoal. You want to make sure that the charcoal is nice and hot and it's literally got embers in it. Only then will this work. For the entire smoking process, I've got this big bowl. Make sure you have one which has got a tight lid. I'm going to place a katori in the center, a bowl rather. I'm using a steel bowl here. I'm going to put the prawns all around it. Make sure you get enough marinade on each and every prawn. I'm going to move on to the charcoal, which has gone nice and hot here. I'm going to put the gas off. So I'm going to put this hot charcoal in the center of this katori. And what you're going to see now is pure magic. And I'm just going to pour some oil over it, and you got to be really quick to cover it up later because you don't want any of the smoke escaping. So just pour in a little bit of oil over the charcoal and cover. And now we're going to let these giant prawns sit in this marinade for about an hour till they absorb all the delicious flavors of the marinade and that charcoal flavor. The prawns have been sitting in the marinade for like an hour, and now I'm ready to grill it. If only I could tell you how good this thing smells right now, but that's something you need to try out on your own. So I've got a griller with me in which I'm going to heat up some olive oil. You want to make sure the grill is nice and hot before you add in your prawns. Because these prawns are humongous, they're going to take a little while longer to cook. I'm just going to baste it with some olive oil and then flip it over. So there's no need for any kind of fancy plating for a recipe like this. I'm just going to transfer it onto a board. All I got to do now is add a hint of freshness to this. And I'm going to add some herbs. I've got some parsley with me. And I'm going to use some oregano as well. So just strip it off the stem. and give them a rough chop. I'm also going to add in a couple of slices of fresh red chili so you know that you can expect a lot of spice once you bite into this prawn. You're only going to know how good these are once you try it yourself. So make it at home, leave a comment below and let me know how much fun you had while eating these.